So, I have a question. Are you a judge? You don't have any jurisdiction over me. I would argue you don't have any jurisdiction, okay? No, I'm Anthony Mathis, the living man, here in special appearance for Anthony Winston Mathis, also acting in my proper capacity of the trustee of the trust. If the plaintiff cannot come to court, then this shall be dismissed. That's failure.
Or
I
you may
object. I
walk a
will not be
cash
paying
check or
any fine.
charge into the
I will not be
44th
paying
District
any fine.
Court. Please don't interrupt the court, sir.
This judge firmly puts a stop to a sovereign citizen's outlandish arguments in a Zoom court hearing, and it's definitely worth watching. The case is pretty straightforward. The defendant ran a red light, and the officer who witnessed it is present to testify. Under normal traffic laws, this should be an easy decision. But instead of addressing the facts, the defendant goes off on a bizarre legal rant that makes very little sense. It's surprising and even a bit frustrating to see how far off track he gets. Let me know your thoughts on this hearing in the comments. And if you enjoy watching real courtroom moments like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get into it.
You are Anthony Winston Mathis?
No, I'm Anthony Mathis, the living man, here in special appearance for Anthony Winston Mathis, also acting in my proper capacity of the trustee of the trust.
Very well, Mr. Mathis. Today's the date and time for your informal hearing. The citation before the court, Mr. Mathis, indicates that on May the 24th of this year at approximately 9 p.m., you are operating a 2024 Ford Edge, black in color on 11 Mile Road, air near Washington, in the city of Royal Oak. And at that place and time, you committed the civil infraction of impeding traffic. Impeding traffic, sir, is considered a lesser included offense within nearly any moving violation. And Officer Moran indicates in his detailed note that your vehicle was on East 11 Mile Road at Washington and disobeyed the traffic signal. The officer had a green arrow and therefore driver had a red light. Mr. Mathis, you have three options and three options only, sir, in the protection of your own rights. You may, sir, admit responsibility in this matter. The court will attach the scheduled fine and that will close the case. Or, Mr. Mathis, you may admit responsibility with an explanation that you believe mitigates these circumstances, or you have every right to deny responsibility, and the court will swear the parties and will take testimony. What would you like the court to do for you today?
Well, I have a few questions, if you don't mind.
The court does mind. You need to make a plea. I am required by
No,
law.
I don't plead to anybody. I only plead to the Most High. Who are you?
I am Magistrate William Urick, P43273. I am a sworn judicial officer of this district. We are here for your informal hearing that you requested. This court is required by law, procedure, and court rule to take a plea. The motorist requesting this informal hearing, that being you, must make such a plea. You may admit responsibility in this matter.
I don't plead to anybody but God.
You may admit with an explanation, or you may deny responsibility, and the court will swear the parties and will take proofs. What would you have the court do for you today?
I don't plead to anybody.
Very
So I
well.
have a question.
Officer Moran and Mr. Mathis, please raise your right hands.
I do have a question.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you shall give before this court shall be the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you very much. Please proceed.
Before we jump into the officer's testimony, I've got to say, this judge is quickly becoming one of the most impressive ones I've seen. He doesn't waste time, stays focused, and handles the sovereign citizen's claims with calm professionalism. It's honestly the smartest approach in situations like this. Getting into arguments just makes things worse, but the way he stays cool and keeps things moving is really something to admire. What do you think of the judge's style so far? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And now let's get back to the hearing.
I, Officer Moran, was in the area of East 11 Mile in Washington when I observed 2024 Ford Edge, black in color, with Michigan plate Edward John Lincoln 6501. I was at the light at East 11 in Washington when I had the green arrow to turn. That vehicle then proceeded through the light. As I looked up at the traffic light, that light was red for that driver.
With respect to your selection of citation, you elected to simply issue a ticket for impeding traffic. Is that correct?
I did, Magistrate, at that
And
time.
that's based on your discretion, your training, and your experience.
It is.
Thank you. You obviously have the right to rebuttal if you choose to use it. Officer Moran. Mr. Mathis, it is now your turn. What would you like the court to know, sir?
So, I have a question. Are you a judge?
Mr. Mathis, the court has already indicated it is a sworn judicial officer. It is exercising its jurisdiction lawfully over you. So questioning the court's authority.
You don't have any jurisdiction over me. I would argue you don't have any jurisdiction, okay? If
Mr. Mathis, the officer has already testified as to the facts of the case. It is now your turn to testify. You can tell the court anything you wish the court to know, focusing solely on the events of the date in question. What would you like to tell the court?
The plaintiff is the city of Royal Oak. Please bring the city of Royal Oak. Where's the city of Royal Oak?
The defendant argues that the judge has no legal authority over him, so it really makes you wonder why he even showed up to court in the first place. This kind of claim always falls apart quickly, especially in a straightforward traffic case like this, where the court clearly has jurisdiction. It's a common tactic used by people involved in the sovereign citizen movement, but it never holds up. Honestly, it's concerning how often we're seeing these kinds of arguments pop up lately. It's hard to say whether some of these individuals truly believe what they're saying or are just trying to delay the process. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments. Now, let's get back to the hearing.
Or are you asking where it is in
Right
terms
now.
of who's present on behalf of the city of Royal Oak?
Where is the city of Royal Oak? Please bring the
Court
city.
doesn't understand your question. Are you asking where it is on a map or where is the officer?
No, I know exactly where it is on the geographic location, but where are they right now?
The officer is representing the city of Royal Oak as a sworn and certified Michigan peace officer. So what else would you like to tell the court, Mr. Mathis? And please, again, the court suggests that you focus on the events of the date in question.
Okay. Well, could you please bring forth the injured party? Was anybody injured?
This is not a tort case, Mr. Mathis. It is a case written
Well,
under the motor vehicle code
as I
of the
was
city of
traveling,
Royal Oak as it is adopted.
as I was traveling, the officer turned on the lights. No one was injured. So please bring forth the injured party. Based on the Constitution, the Sixth Amendment right, I have a right to face my accuser. If the plaintiff cannot come to court, then this shall be dismissed. That's failure.
Under Michigan law, traffic violations like running a red light are classified as offenses against public safety, not against specific individuals. That means someone doesn't have to be injured for the case to be valid. In these situations, the state acts as the plaintiff because actions like this create risks for everyone on the road. And that's more than enough to justify a court hearing. Honestly, it's unclear where the defendant got his legal information, possibly from an unreliable source. But let's get back to the case.
One more time, the officer is representing the city of Royal Oak. This is not a case alleging physical harm or breach of contract.
Why are you trying to charge me?
This is a civil case under the motor vehicle code as it was decriminalized in 1979. This is a civil matter. The burden of proof is a preponderance of the evidence. The officer has testified as to what he observed, and it is now your turn to testify as to what occurred. There is no requirement under the rules of procedure, civil, in this operation as of today, that requires a quote unquote injured party to be present. The officer has stated very clearly and fairly and plainly what he observed that day. So as to your testimony related to the date in question, is there anything else you would like the court to know?
No, it isn't. If you guys can't bring any injured party,
Very
no
well.
one injured. You guys are
Officer Moran, any rebuttal testimony?
No rebuttal testimony.
Thank you so much. Mr. Mathis, the burden of proof in a civil case is a mere preponderance of the evidence. The officer, a duly sworn and certified Michigan peace officer representing the city of Royal Oak, which is one of two cities upon which this court has jurisdiction, has put his testimony forward. There is nothing in the record that has rebutted any of it. Therefore, the court is finding you responsible for the citation as it was written. The fine for that serves $175. That is payable through the pay portal on the 44th District Court website, or you may walk a cash check or charge into the
I will not be
44th
paying
District
any
Court.
fine.
Please don't interrupt the court, sir. You may walk a cash check or charge into the 44th District Court at 400 East 11 Mile Road, Monday through Friday, between 8:30 and 4:30. That's due within 7 days, Mr. Mathis. If you take exception to the court's ruling, you may post a bond in the amount of $175 within 7 days, and the matter will be placed upon the formal hearing docket of the Chief Judge of the District, and at that time, the City of Royal Oak would be represented by a city prosecutor.
What do you think? Was the $175 fine a fair outcome for this sovereign citizen? Personally, I think it was a reasonable lesson. The judge stayed focused, didn't waste time on nonsense, and applied the law exactly as it's written. And I really respect that approach. Diane, Michigan. Running a red light is considered a civil infraction, not a criminal offense. Fines like this are designed to promote public safety, not to punish. The defendant's arguments might sound convincing in his own version of the law, but in the real world, they just don't stand up to the actual legal system. Big credit to the judge for staying calm and professional, even when the defendant kept trying to derail the hearing. That said, I honestly wouldn't have been surprised if the judge held him in contempt. His repeated interruptions and disrespect could have easily justified it. Judges do have the authority to issue contempt charges in cases like this, and it might have sent an even stronger message. But what do you think? Should the judge have been stricter? Or was the fine enough? One last thought. The confidence this man had in his arguments was something else. Do you think he truly believed what he was saying, or was it just a tactic to avoid responsibility? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, be sure to like and subscribe for more courtroom content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.